Welcome to the Coaching Edge, my friends. My name is Greg. I want to talk about a topic today that I think there's a lot of misunderstanding on what it means, and I want to clarify that a little bit. I want to talk about forgiveness today because I think sometimes, people hear the word you need to forgive someone. You hear it in church, you hear it in society, but at the same time, I don't think people really always understand what that means. I want to talk about that a little bit today. I think it's one of those things where people need to understand that when you forgive someone, it isn't so much for that other person, it's for you. Can it help that other person if you go up and tell them, hey, I forgive you? Yeah, possibly. I mean, it may make a difference in their life, but it's more for you. And, forgiveness has to be continuous. You can say I forgive someone, but then the next 5 minutes you're upset in your mind over that person. You really haven't forgiven them, and you're not forgiving them because it still bothers you. So when you hear someone say you need to forgive someone, that forgiveness doesn't give that person a free pass for what they did. By any means, that's something that they're going to have to deal with. But for you, it releases you from what they did to you. So it lets go of the chains that hold you back. Now, just because you forgive someone, like I said, they don't have a free pass. They still have to answer for what they did to you on their end. But for you, you're not going to hold that against that person any longer. You're going to let it go. You're going to be free. You aren't chained down and held down by what happened to you because of this person. And there's obviously lots of different ways that people hurt others, whether it be physical, mental, people kill other people. There's just a whole bunch of different things going on. And yeah, sometimes it can be harder to forgive a person, especially the more intense or more hurt they caused a person or a family. So you have to keep that in mind too. But like I said, I think sometimes church just, they talk about forgiveness and it almost comes across as it's for that other person. Well, the reality is it's more for you than it is the other person. Can it help the other person? Yes. I mean, if you're strong enough and be able to forgive somebody and say, hey, you know what? I want to forgive you for abusing me all these years. If you're strong enough to do that and tell that to that person's face, great. I mean, that's awesome. Yeah, you may help them, but it doesn't necessarily have to be done that way. You may not see that person again, or maybe it's someone that's passed away that caused you a lot of hurt, and you're still hanging on to that hurt. It's like, well, you need to look at that, and you need to find a way to forgive that person for causing you that hurt. Maybe it's finding a better understanding of why did they hurt you? What I'm big on hurt people. So when that person maybe hurt you, well, somebody had hurt them, so they passed their hurts on to you. So at some point, that person may have been a victim too. They just never dealt with the hurts, and they ended up taking it out on you. So to help you kind of understand forgiveness a little better, that's why I explain it that way. Hurt people. And if someone caused you hurt, it's probably because they're hurting and struggling. Is that an excuse for them to hurt you? No. But I think it gives you better understanding and understand that, hey, they were maybe a victim too in all this. They just passed it on to you, so you need to forgive them so you can let that go, and that's not going to hold you back in life anymore. So I think that's one of the things, like I said, people don't always understand what forgiveness means. And yes, you can physically tell somebody, hey, I forgive you. Make sure if you do that, you mean it, though. You got to let that go. You can't hold it against that person anymore. And you have to be able to move on from that situation. And you can get there if you work towards it. There's no doubt in my mind you can. And that happened to me when I started figuring things out, as I was holding on to crap from 20 years ago of what people said or what they did. And it's like, I never forgave them. And once I did, it opened a lot of doors for me. So, if you're being held back or you continue to allow yourself to be a victim, you're going to struggle. You have to find a way to forgive the people that hurt you. And maybe it's learning a better understanding. Like I said, they don't get a free pass. It's so you can let go of that hurt and that anger and move on in your life and not let it affect you anymore. You no longer allow yourself to be a victim, because that holds a lot of people back in life. They allow themselves to be a victim their whole life, and it causes a lot of problems and issues. And like I said before, hurt people hurt people. So if you're hurting, are you maybe hurting other people by the way you're acting because you never dealt with your hurts? You never forgave other people. Very, very possible you are hurting other people. So you have to keep that in mind when you're taking a look at this stuff. And that's what I do here at the Coaching Edge, is I help people work through situations that maybe they're looking for better understanding of why something happened. And many times I really believe forgiveness is the key to unlocking all of the pain and the hurt. And you have to understand forgiveness and understand other people. That way you can let some of that stuff go that's been holding you back. So, hey, if you need help understanding a situation, make sure you reach out to me, give me a message. I'll be glad to walk you through it and help you through it. That's what I do here at the Coaching Edge. I want to make a difference in people's lives, and if I can help you, that'd be great. So give me a message below if you would like some life coaching. That's enough for today, my friends. Take care. We'll talk again soon. God bless you. Peace.